Yo, what's going on, boys? GCTV back with another video, and today we are going to be, I know I haven't been here for some time, it seems like, but we're here to review A$AP Rocky's testing. I just listened to pretty much all of it today, and a great NFL game just happened. I will talk about all that sometime next week, but testing is the third studio album by Harlem rapper A$AP Rocky, following his last album, At Long Last A$AP, released in 2015. The album proves to be one of Rocky's most versatile, just like its selection of samples. Testing plays host to a far-reaching list of contributors. The most unexpected guests include FKA Twigs and MGMT, who both helped to make Fuck Sleep the waking dream of a space trap cut that it is. How elsewhere, Dev Hynes adds his nostalgic R&B blood orange vibe to 143rd. The album is also extremely personal at times. On Purity, he raps about losing loved ones in his life, and on Changes, he ponders on his previous relationships. A range of musical styles and genres have been achieved on this album, truly living up to its title. The album was released on May 25th, as well as its credits and its track list. Distorted Records is the opening track here. If my genius will load here. This is the opening track off Rocky's new album, Testing, on which he justly brags about his position in the rap game and his competition. Production for this track is handled by Nez and Rio, who have previously worked with Rocky on Lord Pretty Flacco Jody 2, LPFJ2. The song was first performed partially at Camp Flog Gnaw 2017, then again at Yams Day 2018, ending with Rocky performing it on Jimmy Fallon Tonight. Next is A$AP Forever Remix. A$AP Forever Remix is the second track from Rocky's third studio album, Testing. The track uses a heavy bass drum kit to drive its symphony-sounding instrumental. This remix is a follow-up to the album's first single, A$AP Forever, and this time Rocky enlists T.I. and the legendary Kid Cudi to help. The track details Rocky's loyalty to his crew, the A$AP Mob. The track's title could be a reference to an album by another great New York rap collective, Wu-Tang Forever by the Wu-Tang Clan. The song samples Moby's Porcelain. The song marks the second collaboration between Rocky and Tip, the first being T.I.'s 2012 track Wild Side, and the second between him and Cudi, the first being Brothers. Moving on to Tony Tone. On Tony Tone, Rocky raps about how he is unbothered by the people hating and critiquing him. In the middle of the song, there's even a skit with a woman that gets angry at Rocky for saying explicit things. The song features vocals from Puff Daddy, also known as Diddy, marking Rocky's first collaboration with the rapper turned business mogul Untitled New York native, except Rocky and Diddy. Pretty decent collab there. Next song is called Fuck Sleep. Fuck Sleep is the fourth song on A$AP Rocky's third studio album, Testing. Fuck Sleep marks the first time Rocky has worked with FKA Twigs. In the song, Rocky talks about his come up and the results of his eventual success. This song samples the end of FYM by Joyner Lucas, which I thought was pretty cool that Joyner Lucas got a sample for that. Praise the Lord, The Shine is the next track. This is one of my favorites. One of the first tracks I've heard from this record. Praise the Lord, The Shine is the fifth track from A$AP Rocky's third studio album, Testing. The song marks the third collaboration between Rocky and Skepta, following 2016's Put That On My Set and 2017's Ghost Ride. Prior to its release, the song was teased by both Rocky's crew and Skepta during a since-expired Instagram Live. The chorus and the last two verses interpolate DMX's flow on Who We Be, paying homage to his legendary rhyming. Rocky released the music video for the song on June 5th, 2018. The video was shot in Harlem and London, the respective birthplaces of the two MCs. The song features a prominent sample of Andean Stroll Panpipe 2 from Apple GarageBand Jam Pack 5 World Music. I think that's a pretty cool thing. A lot of the samples are pretty nice here. Next is Call Drops. Call Drops is the sixth song off of Rocky's 2018 album, Testing. It functions as an interlude from the style of the rest of the album, featuring a lo-fi guitar and a muted phone call ending with the words Free Kodak. The track takes the title from the institutional phone call between Rocky and Kodak, which is suddenly dropped at the end, hence Call Drops. For sampling information, you just look it up. Next song is Buckshots. A buckshot is the primary load carried by law enforcement and shotguns. On Buckshots, Rocky teams up with Playboy Cardi and Smokey Margella, big affiliates of A$AP Mob. The rappers talk about how reckless they are, with the main topic of the song being about guns and violence, like the track title suggests. Rocky and Cardi have previously collaborated on Raf, First Year Being Rich, What Happens, New Choppa, Telephone Calls, Blowin' Minds, Perrier, and London Town. Smokey has previously collaborated with Rocky on Black Card, BOIF, Get the Bag, and Bahamas. Next is Guns and Butter. A$AP Rocky links up with longtime collaborator Juicy J for a bass-heavy track punctuated by distorted vocals, gunshots, and a brief message from DJ and producer Hector Delgado. Guns and Butter contains samples from Cookies, produced by Dean Blunt and performed by Babyfather, Street Type, written and performed by Tommy Wright III, and Still Get My Dick Sucked, written by Hayward Ivy and performed by DJ Squeaky. Full production credits for each song on the album were posted on A$AP Rocky's Twitter page the day before testing was released. The title of the track refers to the guns versus butter model in economics, where government spending is broken down into two basic categories: guns representing military spending and butter representing food and basic goods for citizens. I'm reading this off of Genius, by the way. Next is Brother Man. Brother man is a term used for people who you consider good friends. By definition in the Oxford Dictionary, it is also used by black men to address people, mainly other black men. This therefore plays very well with song's chorus, as it is asking for brothers alike to stick together and stand for something. For the ninth track on Testing, Rocky recruits Snoop Dogg, Frank Ocean, and French Montana. The song consists of each artist bragging about their wealth and how far they have made it. They don't need anyone's help anymore. Snoop Dogg is an exception. He appears during Rocky's verse for about 4 seconds. The song marks the first of the Frank Ocean's two collaborations on Testing, the second being the outro Purity, which was a really good track. Next song is OG Beeper. This is another one of those songs I heard before getting into the review. OG Beeper sees A$AP Rocky talking about his life growing up and what he always wanted to become since he was young, a rapper obviously. Even though he sold drugs and modeled before becoming a rapper was always his goal. This song marks the second collaboration between Black Boy JB and Rocky, the first being Bad Company. Moving on to Kids Turned Out Fine. Kids Turned Out Fine is a comforting song. Rocky is telling adults and parents not to worry about how their children will turn out in life. He's letting them know that although the kids may be doing inappropriate or illegal things, they shouldn't worry because the kids will turn out fine. In Rocky's mind, the parents seem to forget that they did the same things when they were kids. They turned out fine, then they shouldn't expect anything different from their own kids. The song's psychedelic music video was released on February 6, 2019. Moving into the next song is 143rd. 143rd is a stylized spelling of 143rd, a reference to 143rd Street in Manhattan. 143rd runs through Harlem and Upper Manhattan, the neighborhood where Rocky grew up. The track samples Cradle to the Grave by the Tupac-led group Thug Life. Next song is Changes. On Changes, Rocky describes coping with metamorphoses of life, rapping about how his previous lovers all believe he has changed and vice versa. The track contains a sample of Changes by Charles Bradley, as well as interpolating UGK's International Players and Anthem. The samples make up the three distinct beats on which he raps on over acoustic guitars and heavy drums. This is one of Rocky's most personal songs yet. Black Tux White Collar is the next song. On Black Tux White Collar, Rocky addressed the issues between the cops and black people and how he is generally just tired of negative people. In the final verse, he states how he feels alone sometimes, which could be due to fame. A lot of people will use you when you are famous, or Rocky doesn't know who to trust anymore. The track features production from Clams Casino, a producer Rocky worked frequently with on his Live Love A$AP mixtape. The next and final track is Purity. Purity is the final track on A$AP Rocky's album Testing, and the second track to feature Frank Ocean. Purity finds an introspective Rocky looking back on his life of fame and realizing how his busy lifestyle has made it difficult for him to find time for himself and his family. This song prominently features a pitch sample from Lauryn Hill's MTV Unplugged number 2.0 classic, I Gotta Find Peace of Mind, which explains Hill's credit on the song. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's about the album. I only have a little bit of time to talk about this album, then I'm actually going back to Edwardsville, to my college dorm. But yeah, I think this album is really awesome. I think it isn't his best. I don't think it's his best necessarily, but man, those football games. Anyways, this album, like the experimental aspects are definitely appreciated. I listen to a lot of Earl Sweatshirt, a lot of Danny Brown, a lot of JPEG Mafia, so I can I'm not going to compare A$AP Rocky's level of experimentalism, if you will, if that's even a word, so like JPEG Mafia and all those other guys, but he definitely tried some new sounds out. There were definitely some awkward sounds to the record that he hasn't used before, and I'm sure a lot of fans were shocked when this record first came out. It's called Testing. He's testing new things out, and I think that is such a cool concept. That's such like a cool name for an experimental album. I feel like he definitely succeeded there. But hey, playoff bracket update. I've so far only missed one matchup, and we have a matchup left to go, Chiefs and Bills. I'm hoping the Chiefs win so I can keep my predictions fairly good. At least get one of the Super Bowl teams in there because the Packers choked. I'll talk about that sometime this week. But I really like this album again. Very feature-filled, and that wasn't a problem on here. Sometimes that is a problem on a lot of these albums. But I really don't want to go back to college. But you know what? Here we are. I'm getting ready to pack up and go. But I'm thankful for everyone that has stayed with me through this YouTube journey. I've been doing this for a little over a year now, like consistently. Like I used to have a YouTube channel over the last like 4 or 5 years, but here we are consistently dropping like music content, gaming content, and I've definitely upped the production value over the months that I've been on this platform. But leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's always been Jeezy TV. Hopefully you enjoyed this music. Hopefully you enjoyed my review. Pretty good album. I suggest you go listen to it. And yeah, I will probably not see you guys till tomorrow.